Welcome everyone. Today we're going to be talking about Call of Duty Vanguard's multiplayer beta that happened over this past weekend. So let's hop right in. Alright, so this is Call of Duty Vanguard, the yearly installment of Call of Duty. So before we get too deep into this video, I do just want to preface that if you are someone that doesn't necessarily watch my channel a ton, I'm not a big Call of Duty person. I usually check out Call of Duty around launch time every year, or I'll play the beta, and a lot of times, honestly, I don't really play much more than that. I played a good amount of Black Ops 4, a decent amount of 2019, and I really didn't play any Cold War other than the multiplayer beta because I kind of got my fill. I say that just so you kind of understand where I'm coming from, so if you're looking for the nitty-gritty details on how Call of Duty Vanguard differs from Call of Duty Cold War or something like that, you're probably going to want to go to a different video from a Call of Duty creator that's really going to get into that. I'm going to give you kind of an outsider's perspective on how I feel about Call of Duty Vanguard, and honestly, it's not really all that great, even as someone who doesn't play Call of Duty religiously. This map is Red Star, and honestly, it's probably my least favorite of all the maps. It's a bit bigger. One thing that this Call of Duty does, and I'm honestly not sure if Cold War did this, is that when you're queuing for games, you can kind of queue for all these different game sizes if you wish. So like right now, I'm playing 24v24 on this map, but you can also play games that are 10v10 on this map or other various lobby sizes. This map makes one of my biggest issues with the game super noticeable. So the first thing I noticed when I started playing this game is just how blurry everything is. And that might be something that's hard to translate through YouTube encoding and everything like that, since everything gets a little muddy and blurry through YouTube anyways. But you can kind of just take my word for it. Even at all ultra settings, even after I messed with a ton of the settings to try and get it more visually clear, it still just has this weird blur to it that I just can't figure out how to get rid of. And it makes visibility, especially on a map like this one that's already snowy and already kind of big, honestly a problem. And don't get me wrong, I understand Call of Duty isn't the type of game where characters necessarily stick out like a sore thumb when you're looking for them, but in general I feel like Call of Duty isn't a game where it has terrible visibility or anything like that. However, in Vanguard, on basically all the maps, it just looks blurry. That's the best way I can put it, and it's definitely one of my biggest issues. My other biggest issue currently is that the in-game audio is just messed up. It's overly quiet even if you max out the volume, and I don't know what's going on there. I even did some Googling to see if that was something on my end, and basically I just found a bunch of results saying that the in-game audio is messed up. So I would assume that's something they're going to fix before the launch of the game, but currently in the beta, the audio is just wonky, and I absolutely despise it. So those are definitely my two biggest issues currently with the beta. Although honestly, those probably are issues that could be fixed by the launch of the game. However, there's a lot of other things that I don't necessarily think are going to be fixed before the launch of the game. And so don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge stickler for historical accuracy or anything like that. But Call of Duty Vanguard feels exactly like if you took Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 and you just put a World War II skin over it. And in the process, you also made it buggier and a little bit worse, because that's basically what this game is. It has a little bit higher time to kill than 2019 did, but it runs on the 2019 engine. It feels like 2019. The gunplay feels like 2019, which is actually pretty good. And basically everything kind of just feels like I'm playing a World War II version of Modern Warfare 2019. All right, that last game ended, so it tossed us into another lobby here. This one is 6v6, playing killed confirmed instead of 24v24. But anyways, like I was saying, this game is, for the most part, Modern Warfare 2019 with a World War II skin. And you can really tell that because all of the guns have red dot sights, all of the kill streaks are just kill streaks from every other Call of Duty with a little World War II flair to them. Like, for example, there's still basically an RC car, and I'll show you guys that once I'm able to use it here in a little bit. It really feels like you're just playing a weird version of Modern Warfare 2019, which, don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people liked Modern Warfare 2019, but I don't understand the purpose of making this a World War II game if you're just going to make it like a half-assed World War II game. At that point, just make it another Modern Warfare game and, you know, kind of lean into that as opposed to making this type of World War II game. And I know you don't obviously have to be time accurate or anything like that when you make a game. The Wolfenstein games have shown that pretty well, where they kind of do the World War II era type game, but with a different spin to it, right? But the thing is this is trying to be World War II. but at the same time, it still wants to feel like a modern Call of Duty game. And so this is kind of what you get. So here is your Predator missile, which I hate using on mouse and keyboard because the sensitivity sucks. But, and I'm not saying that all the kill streaks have to be unique to World War II or anything like that, but it's one of the, oh Jesus, I just aimed so badly. But it just kind of drives home how obviously this is just a Call of Duty game. No longer do I even feel that Call of Duty games are of the era that, you know, you're playing in. Instead, it's just a Call of Duty game, and then it has whatever era kind of slapped on top for some skins, some aesthetics, but at the end of the day, it's still going to feel like a modern Call of Duty game. And so if that's what you're looking for and you just want another recent Call of Duty game, if you liked Modern Warfare 2019 and you kind of want more of that because maybe you're bored with it, or you know, you just want the new shiny game, then Call of Duty Vanguard probably honestly would be a good pickup for you. But if you were honestly looking for a World War II shooter, this isn't it. This game just feels like Modern Warfare 2019 with some World War II skins on it and everything like that. All right, here's the RC car, which is just hilarious. It's like this little tank, and it drives terribly. It gets stuck on everything, and it has a shit ton of health. So it's really hard for them to kill, but yeah, it just gets stuck on fucking everything. I hate driving this thing. But if I can get anywhere near someone, I'll show you. It's just stuck on the stairs. Anyways, you left click and it blows up, just like the RC car, which I don't know. I find that the most hilarious thing, like a little remote control RC car in a World War II game. Maybe I'm wrong, but for some reason I have a feeling that didn't exist. I will say, despite all of those issues, I do really still enjoy the gunplay. I mean, I'd be lying to you if I tried to tell you that Call of Duty doesn't have amazing gunplay. There's a reason it's been one of the most popular FPSs for well over 10 years now, and that's because it does FPS arcadey style shooters pretty damn well. And Vanguard really is no exception to that. If they are able to fix some of my big issues like the visibility and the sound. The visibility isn't as much of an issue on some of the smaller maps. It really becomes obvious on that large snowy map. Call of Duty Vanguard also brings back the Gunsmith that was introduced in 2019, which I want to say wasn't in Cold War, although don't quote me on that. Like I said, I only played the Cold War beta and I never touched it again. But if you aren't familiar what the Gunsmith is, basically all of these guns have a ton of different kind of attachments you can put on them, and they all give you different pros and cons and all different stats and everything, so you can really personalize your guns exactly how you want them to be, which to me has its benefits and its detriments. So for people that play Call of Duty a lot and really want the customizability and the flexibility with the weapons, the Gunsmith is really cool. However, as someone that plays Call of Duty more casually, I have actually hated the introduction of the Gunsmith. I know that's probably kind of blasphemy, but for me, I just want to play a Call of Duty game, pick like 2-3 attachments and play the game. What happens with the Gunsmith is if you want these optimal setups, it really is kind of like a meta build that you would find in an RPG or something like that, with all these different stats and all these different attachments. It feels like if you want to play the game optimally, you need to be either testing a ton of stuff out or just looking up the meta build for whatever gun you're trying to use. And I just don't find that very fun. It kind of isn't what I played Call of Duty for. But I understand there are a lot of people that really do enjoy the Gunsmith system. So that's more of a personal issue, I think, than a widespread issue or anything like that. Besides that, really all I can say about Vanguard is it just feels like another Call of Duty game. I really think Call of Duty would benefit from not coming out every year at this point and maybe coming out every other year and actually spending a bit more time on these games, and also letting the games that are good have more post-launch support, because a game like Modern Warfare 2019 that was really loved by people, what if it could have been cool to see another year or two of that game getting post-launch support instead of immediately going into Cold War the next year, which was a game that people didn't really care that much for. I understand, though, from the money side, why they continue the yearly cycle, because Call of Duty is still one of, if not the highest selling game pretty much every year, so why change everything when they're clearly making money hand over fist? And plus, they have all the stock owners and everything to appease over at good old Activision, but as the consumer, I think Call of Duty would benefit from not coming out every single year. Especially now that Warzone is this kind of just ongoing thing that seems to just get updates, it would make sense to me if there was less of the regular multiplayer too. Other than that, the gun balance in Vanguard seems pretty decent. I hate the new trend of the snipers where if you're hard scoping them, it puts a flashlight on you and makes you really noticeable. I get why that's there, but it seems such a weird gamified way to counteract sniping, and I'm just not a big fan because snipers are meant to be scoped in. You're basically just telling people that you don't want people to use weapons the way that they're literally meant to be used, and I'm just not a big fan of that. Okay, so that was, your regular quick play, which currently in the beta has team deathmatch, domination, kill confirmed, patrol, and search and destroy. Patrol is basically king of the hill or hardpoint, except instead of having hills that kind of go from location to location, it just constantly moves around, and we'll actually hop into one of those games because it is kind of interesting. All right, so here is patrol. We're playing another one of the new maps, and now we're playing the assault pacing 10v10, which I think the whole thing of having all these different game sizes and pacing is just kind of weird. I can't imagine that that's going to lead to fantastic game balance when you have to balance not only for 1 or 2 different lobby sizes, but like 4 or 5. But maybe they found a way to do it. So like I was saying, basically this is just roaming king of the hill. The hill over here just kind of roams in a specific path, and you try and stay on it and hold control of it. Usually if you have control of the hill, you kind of spawn near it, although that's not an exact science. One thing I kind of forgot about is one of the big new features of this Call of Duty is that you can now run through certain specific walls and shoot through certain specific walls. So I'll show you it here in a little bit once I'm not getting crapped on. But imagine Rainbow Six Siege where you can shoot those little holes through walls and do all of that stuff, except now it's limited to very specific wooden walls, which if you've ever played Halo, which if you're watching my channel, you probably have, reminds me a ton of just the Halo 3 Forge pallets that you can put on your Forge maps, obviously, and you could punch them and break them. But so here's one up here. You can literally just like Kool-Aid Man sprint through them if you want, or you can like pop out a little bit and shoot through it. It's kind of a cool feature, but at the same time, it's also kind of annoying, especially in something like Search, where sometimes you'll get shot through a little tiny gap that you didn't even notice. But in the respawn game modes, honestly, I don't even really notice it. And to me, it doesn't even really feel like a new feature. It kind of just feels like Call of Duty, but it is kind of one of the new features for this game. I know it is something that they've kind of touted for this new Call of Duty. This game mode for me has seemed pretty one-sided. Usually it seems like the team that gets control of the hill honestly wins the game with a landslide, but that could just be people haven't really gotten used to it yet, so I don't know necessarily, but the games that I've been in have tended to be pretty one-sided because, like I said, usually if you control the roaming hill, your teammates respawn close to it, whereas the enemies kind of respawn on other places on the map. Basically, I don't think it's a bad game or anything like that, but I really don't know if it's worth a $60 purchase. But honestly, you could say that about a lot of the recent Call of Duties because it's just, you're kind of getting the same thing that we've had for years now. One thing that's also really weirdly inconsistent, and it kind of goes with the visibility in this game, is so usually when you're looking at an enemy, and you'll see it there, a little orange diamond will pop up above them, but it doesn't always pop up. And honestly, on some of the maps, especially that snow map, that orange diamond is really the only way I can even see people that are far away. Maybe I'm just completely blind, but I'm not sure why those orange diamonds pop up so inconsistently. Oh, see, that guy was trying to snipe. You could see the little flashlight there for a sec. All right, so that's Patrol. We'll hop into that last game mode here, and then we'll kind of finish out the video. All right, so here is Champions Hill. You can play this as solos, duos, or trios. And honestly, the easiest way to explain it is probably if Gunfight from Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone just had a baby. So basically you spawn in here and you have like a little bit of money, and you can decide to buy a different weapon or you can buy upgrades. And basically everyone has 6 lives, and you'll get put into arenas with one specific person and you'll fight against them, and you basically just fight until you run out of lives or you win. Right now I have $500. I'm going to buy the STG, which is the assault rifle thing. And yeah, we'll just kind of see how we can do that. You can buy perks, you can buy support things, you can buy equipment, and yeah, it'll bring you back to this little area after a certain amount of rounds. But when you're in the rounds, as you pick up money by either getting kills or winning the different rounds, you can upgrade your weapon kind of on the fly, and you can also pick up extra lives on the map specifically. So you'll see it puts us into a 1v1 here, and you basically play them until the timer kind of runs out. Oh, Jesus. There we go. First blood. See, now I can upgrade my weapon, upgrade it again. So we triple upgraded our weapon after getting that kill because we got first blood. The only thing I don't like is the weapon upgrades are automatic, and sometimes they give you weird sights that I don't care for depending on what gun you're using. This mode to me is okay. Although, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about it. It's kind of campy at times. Honestly, just kind of bullshit at other times, and I feel like it could have been really cool, but it's not quite there. All right, so basically, that was the first round. I got a victory bonus for winning the round. I took off 2 of his lives, and I didn't lose any, and now it kind of just puts you into another arena with a different person. And you basically just do the same thing again. That's the extra life token. We're going to go for that. Yeah, because even if you die grabbing it, it's kind of like a... Oh. So that guy actually bought an armor plate, which is really annoying because it makes him even tankier. But yeah, I'm actually surprised we traded there. I didn't really know you did that much in this game. All right, so unfortunately we drew that one. As you basically, it just kind of goes through this until either you're the last one standing or you run out of lives. I think one thing that Gunfight did a lot better than this mode is there was just a lot less locations you had to look. You kind of knew roughly where someone might be, and so you could actually have dynamic gunfights. Whereas in this game mode, the maps are like so big and there's so many places to hide that I feel like I just spend the whole time trying to find out where they are, and I'm always scared they're going to be around a corner or that they're flanking behind me. And I think that's just why I don't find it super fun, since it is kind of slower paced. Because you really don't want to be sprinting around and get caught, because if they get the first shot on you, they're probably going to kill you. So you kind of just walk around looking for them, and I find Call of Duty a lot more fun when I can move around, and there's probably better people than me at this game that will just sprint around in this game mode like madmen and still kill people, but for me it's definitely a slower paced game mode. There's probably going to be a meta to this game mode on when you should actually upgrade your weapon and when you shouldn't, but obviously I have no clue. Well guys, that's basically the gist of Champion Hill. You get the point. I'll finish this game off on my own, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's basically my first impressions of Call of Duty Vanguard. Like I said, I am really interested to hear what you guys think about Vanguard so far. I'm still on the fence if I'm going to pick up the game when it comes out, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do. Follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all those fun places. And with that said, I'll see you all next time.